All right. The gong, magic of the gong. You guys, I want to take a quick minute to introduce our guest gonger today. It's one of my favorite things is to find our guest gonger. And today we have a special guest with us. Her name is Julie. I'll have her share her own last name because I'm pretty sure I would butcher it. And she's somebody that you're going to want to know. So, Julie.
I am Julie Koskinen. I'm the new Leah Miller, but I'm a little older than Leah Miller was, and that is the transaction coordinator out of Focus Title. And I've been doing it for 5 years out of the North Shore office. I'm really excited to get the new Berlin office. Renee is the starter of this program. She and I share the North Shore office and Tosa, and she's got Lake Country, and now I have my own new Berlin. So I'm very excited. And I've been doing it for a long time, and I will be doing it for a really long time. Charlie said I can have the job as long as I want it. So hopefully no more transition for you guys, because I know you've had a few. But I've done over 1,500 transactions, I think. I love being a TC, and I'm looking forward to helping you with your business as you need it.
And my goal is to make sure she is so busy we have to hire a ton of her. So
I love that.
Let's get your businesses all going on. How do they get in touch with you, Julie?
I'll have an email and a phone number. I'll reach out to you and we'll figure out a way to communicate that to everybody. I do work mostly remotely. I do come in on Tuesdays to Whitefish Bay, but I'll be coming in here on Tuesdays. And you will, if you talk to my other agents, you'll find out I have a quiet office. It's focused. I'm all yours. I talk to you, I text you, I email you. I'm focused and accurate in my remote office. Whitefish Bay is a fishbowl. This is a social circle. I love that on Tuesdays, but the other 4 days a week, I am concentrating on your work. So don't be put off that I'm more remote. Most of you are in your cars and at your clients' offices anyway, or homes and so forth. So I work really well remotely. I just want to be comfortable.
Okay, so Julie, thank you for introducing yourself. One more time for last name.
Koskinen.
Wonderful. Okay, so we've got a lot to get through today, but we're going to start, as always, with our mission moment. And today is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart, right? Part of what we like to do is provide experiences worth giving, right? And we're in business planning season. And one of the things that I think is so impactful as business owners is when you all have the opportunity to be out in the community in a way that supports the community through your charitable work, your donations, your time. And as you think about this, planning for next year, what is your Give a Million strategy, right? That's part of the Think a Million, Millionaire Real Estate mindset planning perspective. And as folks who are either independent agents or you're busy, or maybe you're not in a position where you feel comfortable giving a lot of money away, either in a closing or donating 10% of your commissions or whatnot, maybe that seems inconceivable to you right now. This is a way that you can be part of your community and create a financial impact in ways other than just you, right? You can absolutely 10x the experience that you have in the community. So I wanted to introduce it to you today as we're thinking about business planning and your experiences worth giving for next year. This is an organization called Purpose Bound, and I'd like you to think about it as like a BNI for charitable events, right? So it's a small group of like-minded individuals, think between 7 and 10, who get together on a regular basis, think once a quarter. They all have interests in the community, small charities that make a difference, that are meaningful to them. And they perhaps have a dollar amount that they can give. So if you think 10 people, $100, that's $1,000 a quarter when you all combine. And you have the opportunity to impact 4 smaller charities across the course of a year. And if you think about smaller charities, if you set that at 100, $1,000 can make a big difference for them. Perhaps your sphere has a little bit of a higher financial tolerance and they can do 250. Now you're doing $1,000. I'm sorry, you're doing more, a quarter, right? So think about how this might serve you and your sphere and your community members as you're out in the community. And one of the ways that this works is that companies or individuals with like minds come together once a quarter and they have a conversation. They bring a charity that they are prepared to talk about into a hat. 3 charities are chosen. The people who nominated that charity have about 5-10 minutes to talk about the mission of that charity. And then the group as a whole votes on who gets the entire pot that quarter. Okay. The nice thing about this group is that they've done all the work in terms of understanding this group is not holding any money. You are not the keeper. You are the conduit. So you tell each member where to write the check, which charity was selected, and that money then goes to the charity for that quarter. So if you think about the 36 touch and how to be in conversation with your people, imagine the opportunity to say, hey, we selected this charity and we donated this much, and thank you for your conversation, right? And then you have that same conversation every month. At the end of the year, you get to put together a giving schedule. This is what we gave throughout the course of the year. This is what All In Real Estate facilitated, or this is what Tanika Allen put together for her crew, right? So this may not be for everybody, and it might not be on your business plan. But one of the things that we see is highly successful people are also highly generous. They find a way to give to what matters to them. So if you have a charity or something that speaks to you and you want to figure out a way to be in your sphere and a little bit of a different kind of presence next year, happy to have a conversation about what this is. Super simple to set up and run. And we're very excited about kind of giving people the opportunity to explore this for their businesses for this year. Okay. So that's your mission moment for today. My gosh, what's the date today, you guys? 17th of October. How many weeks are left in the year? 11. Wow, somebody heard that before. Okay, so 11 weeks are left in the year. It's time to get one more deal to close on the close out for the course of the year, right? So one of the ways you can do that is working with the leadership team here. We're happy to kind of sit with you and see what's in your pipeline to see if we can shake something out. And the reason I share this with this slide right here, the opportunity to vote for top workplaces in 2024, is because I know each and every one of the people on this leadership team would be happy to sit down and do that with you. So it's just one of the things that we do, right? So as you're thinking about this team and how we support you, and we'd like to know kind of how we're doing, and this is a great thing that we participate in every year. You're going to get the survey from Energage on the 18th. You get to vote. We don't see who votes, it's completely anonymous, but we do get the opportunity to see where we rank and how we can do better for you. So be looking for that information to come on the 18th, top 2024 workplaces. I'm excited about that. And this team meeting has a lot of information and a lot of congratulations. So this is the very first I wanted to share. We have a whole bunch of people who have their first closing with PW. So Jennifer Harrison, congratulations, love that. And Alex. All right. And we have some cappers in the house. So congratulations to Nate Engels for capping. Awesome. Nikki caps. How long did it take you to cap, Nikki? Michelle, how long did it take Nikki to cap?
45 days.
45 days. 45 days. Love that. Dana Lassich. Eileen Dudley. Every once in a while I'll look up to my little fishbowl office, and I see Dana walking through the office, and she's dropping off her thousands of clothes. I mean, she's secret agent. She does amazing. Eddie Martin, Mind Right. Congratulations. Love that. Mackenzie Melter, she's Capper. Love that. And our own Katie Ninkovic. How long did it take you to tap? A hot second? Well, here you are again. We're gonna celebrate you so many times, Katie. That's when you double your business, you double your capping. Congratulations, love that. Awesome. Okay, and we've got some recognition to do for this month as well. Woo! Top 15 GCI earners of the month for the month of September. The Smiths, the Shipleys, James Krickeberg, Chris Ruskowitz, Dana Lasich, Ben Murphy, Jay Baumgartner, Tony and Charisse Giangreco, Katie Ninkovic, Michael Medina, Alan Frankenberger, Steph Sosa, Nate Ingles, Emily Walzek, and Andrew Johnson. Good work. Okay, and that leads us to a whole bunch of people who had $1 million month in September. So Mark and Sheila Smith at 2.7, the Shipleys at 2.5, James Krickeberg, Ben Murphy, Jay Baumgartner, Dana Lasich, Katie Ninkovic, Chris Ruskowitz, Steph Sosa, the Giangrecos, Nate Ingles, Mike Medina, Alan Frankenberger, and Jeremy and Scott. Congratulations, you guys. Great work. All right, top close volume in September 2023 for individuals. Sorry. Ben Murphy at 2.2, Dana Lasich, Katie Ninkovic, Steph Sosa, Alan Frankenberger, Andrew Johnson, Royce Fortier, Rachel Houselander, and Emily Walzek. Congratulations. It was a good month. It was a good month in a down market, right? Team, top closed volume, the Baumgartner Group at 2.1, Medina Real Estate at 2.1, CGR Realty 1.8, the A-Team, and the Gebert Group. Congratulations. Top closed volume for groups, Level Up 3.5, Krickeberg Group 3.1, Team Smith 3.0, very straight face back there. Congratulations. Mind Right 1.9, Lifetime at 1.8, and Team Ingles at 1.6. Congratulations. Okay. Top close volume year to date. Ben Murphy 14.9. Katie Ninkovic coming right up behind at 13.9. Alex. And your team, Alex, we'll figure that one out. 6.2, Sarah Pat 5.9, Dana Lasich at 5.8, Peter 5.2, Rachel 3.9, Nicole 3.8, and Steph Sosa 3.8, and Alan Frankenberger 3.7. Okay, top close volume year-to-date team, Reliance Real Estate at 12 million. CGR at 10, Medina at 9.6, Baumgartner at 9.2, Callis at 8.8, and the A-Team at 6.6. Top closed volume year to date for groups, Lifetime Realty at 23.9, Mind Right at 18.52, the Krickeberg Group at 18.50, Level Up 16.3, Simplified 15.2, Nate is 14, and the Schmidt Group is 13.6. December. Top those units, you guys. You control your units, and the market controls your volume. So take a look here. Individuals, Ben is at 39, Katie 35.25, 21 for Alex and Sarah. Alan is at 13.25, and Nicole's at 13. Peter's at 13. Dana is at 13. Congratulations there. Let's see if we can move this out of the way for team. We've got Medina Real Estate at 37, Reliance at 35, Callis Real Estate at 29, CGR at 25.6, Baumgartner Group at 20, and the A-Team at 17. Lifetime Realty, 80 units so far. Nice work. Mindright at 64.5. Nice work. Krickeberg, 63. Level Up, 57. Team Angles, whoops, 47. And Simplified is unknown. Mystery.
Not very simple.
Not very, you know me and my tech skills, you guys, not very simple.
We're seeing that.
Yes, thank you. Anyone know how to move this? I should be. Oh, 40. You guys, all that for 40. Guys, these are really, really good numbers. Let's keep it up, right? We still have 11 weeks left and there's still an opportunity to influence how this comes out at the end of the year. So the window's closing. End of the year is coming. Winter's coming. Thank you. Okay. All of that would not be possible if you didn't feel comfortable doing what you're doing, and we're comfortable doing what we're doing when we have amazing people to support us. So Defender Dawn is going to come up here and do her thing. I think she did. Thank you. Screen.
No.
Yes, always. Great.
Okay.
And done.
All right. So just a quick reminder for you guys today, we've had a lot of people calling the compliance line asking where to find things. And just as a general resource, it's good to know, we have the KW Realty MKE.com. There's an agent portal that I think most people got an invitation to change to set up a password. If you didn't yet, you can always email Lindsay and she'll get you set up. And then in there, like if you're looking for team meeting slides, if you're looking for office rosters, if you're looking for the compliance phone number because it's not on your phone, it's on this website. Also included on there is Office W9. So we've had a couple calls to the compliance line about, hey, send me this. It is on that website. So check there first. It's always a good spot to start. And so this is what it shows up in a Google Drive. All of the information will be there. Lindsay does a great job keeping that updated. So just know, go in there and you can select what you need. Other things to know for compliance, the training schedule has been posted. It is what day did we say it was? 17th. So next week, October 23rd, special guest coming to training. Noon on Mondays, it'll be Jared with MLS. So he's gonna come show how to run MLS reports. So you kind of get some personalized team training. And then October 30th is going to be a Q&A section. So the Zoom link, you can find it on the training calendar. It's every Monday at noon. You don't need to RSVP ahead of time. It's all on Zoom, so you can just show up. The other thing we've been getting some questions about, and just some people talking about hey, what's going on with that whole, the whole NAR, the lawsuit that's coming up, and just what does this mean for us? And I know Charlie's here. He wanted to say a couple things just to keep in mind as we're out there, doing our job. Just what should we expect, Charlie? You have a crystal ball for
As clear as mud. Look, I think any broker, and there have been a few that I've noticed in southeastern Wisconsin, have publicly commented on this. I think it's premature. If you've been paying attention to the real details to the lawsuit as to what's going on, the trial starts next week. And the companies that have created settlements does not preclude them from what happens within the trial. So it's still too early to tell. And I don't have clear direction as to this is what you should be doing or this is what you shouldn't be doing. Here's what I would tell you though. You're going to have to start thinking about your value proposition as it relates to what it is that you demand from a compensation standpoint as to what you work with buyers. When that happens, I'm not entirely sure. I can't tell you that it's going to be Q1, Q2 of 2024. I just know that that's inevitable. And if you look at how all other real estate is transacted outside of the residential space, all other real estate is transacted where the buyer pays their representative and the seller pays their representative. So if you ever deal in the commercial space, that's very, very common. I just don't have a clear direction for you today. And I know there was one broker in particular who put out a video as it relates to what people should be paying attention to. And I thought it was, quite frankly, incredibly inappropriate and far premature as it relates to how that impacts us. So that's my kind of honest, unfiltered opinion. And I don't really have more direction for you as it stands today because we're in the middle of like what this means for our industry in totality. So I just say operate as business as normal. And I would start thinking through like what this may mean as it relates to how you communicate your value proposition in the event as to like, what would you be willing to work with a buyer for? And how would you set your standard as to what you work with? Make sense? I'd start being proactive to it, but I don't have a clear answer as to like what it means. Yeah, Max.
As far as being proactive.
In what do you mean? Like if 3.6? Oh yeah, it would shift to like, you'd only be talking about a range of 4% to 2%, like whatever. Again, I think I don't want to give you like this is what you should be thinking about on the listing side because I think it's all premature, but I will tell you, I'm seeing this more and more on the higher end of the market. I'm seeing listing agents take listings at 4%. It's happening. And it's happening in the markets above 750. And I'm also start to see, if you look at some of those spaces, they're taking them at 4% and they're offering their buyer's agents 2%. So the market is already starting to react to some of this. And it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I think the beauty to it is you'll be able to control your own destiny as it relates to what this looks like. Those that aren't able to communicate their value proposition effectively may have a difficult time getting what they believe they're worth. I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no idea what it means, but I'd just be ready for it. Yeah, the whole conversation of like, we're going to take a listing at 6% will be in the near future, probably won't be relevant. It'll be more around you're negotiating on what you believe you're worth to be, and the buyer's agents are going to be negotiating on what they believe they're worth to be. Yeah.
Environment we're negotiating.
Correct.
Eliminating any need for us to bring buyers to that.
Then you're probably negotiating that into it.
Unless you propose the commission be paid for by law. The tricky part there is it's kind of rapid.
I think you're also going to see some mortgage industry changes forthcoming as it relates to how they operate within that space. And I think it's all too early to tell on how it's going to impact us. Like, it's all going to change. The inevitable is it's going to change. What it looks like, I don't know. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So I do know that some people have started putting out some public commentary as it relates to that. And I think it's like pushing the alarm. It's like pulling the fire alarm before there's a fire.
So you guys, as you're thinking about this, just a framework to think about. And Max, your question is a good one in that like, oh, these are the boundaries, these are the restrictions. If you think about the Chinese character for crisis, right? It's danger and opportunity. Change creates danger, right? Because change is uncomfortable, makes us all very nervous, right? But it's also opportunity. And I heard you start saying, well, but you could start negotiating, you could start thinking about this, you can start doing this. I think that to have Charlie in and give us we have no idea what this is going to shake out to, but we know change is coming, right? So that piece is here. The next piece is, what are some of the creative ways you can throw out there that may or may not be relevant when we know more, but at least you've had the opportunity to kind of sample different ways to think about it. So Lisa, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I just pulled up a slide I got from 72 Sold Trade, talked about it a lot, the calls there. And there was a nationwide survey in September, and almost 75%, 74.17% of respondents who bought homes answered no to the question, are you clear now on how the agent helped buy got paid for it? So 3/4 of the buyers don't understand how their buyer agent got paid. So
Yeah.
right now is a good time to make sure you are letting buyers know you're not working.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
The other thing to pay attention to, that I think those that are on the forefront of this will have an easier time getting what they're worth, is people are actively getting buyer agents. And I think that's a great way in the current environment to kind of test the waters as it relates to how you ask for services and how you perfect that craft, skill, and language now. I think will set you up for the future. So, light bulb moment would be, if you're not charging a buyer agency fee now, heading into 2024, what might that look like, and how would you craft your language around how you would defend that when you can, the inevitable is an objection to it.
And it's a great hypothetical conversation to have with the lenders out there. Hey, if this changes, are you guys talking about this? What does this mean for you? What could you maybe be thinking about to partner with me, right? So we're all in this together. We're all going to navigate the change. We'll have other masterminds around it. And as we get more information, we'll certainly bring it together. But I also think that's the power of KW, right? You are not in this ever alone. And if it's the first part is the thinking differently, great. We can help you think differently. And you guys do your part in terms of what is your value, get as good as you can possibly be at what you do, so that you can feel comfortable navigating that when you're face to face. Make sense? Okay, yes.
I think it's change the inequity for the buyers. So 3% is going to 2.4.
So many opportunities. So many opportunities, you guys.
I can say one thing just because I work with such a wide array of agents. I have 2 agents that closed 4 deals this year where the buyer was 100%. So, I mean, that's in this market.
Did they wrap that into the loan?
They did not. Actually, yes, they did. They put it in they upped the purchase price, and in the provisions the buyer agent is being paid. Well, some of them were wrapped in the loan, some weren't. Some were totally paid outside. But it's actually happening even now. Like, people are successfully communicating their worth.
If they were doing that, were they then taking away like the listing contract had 6%?
In these are either for sale by owner situations or off market. So there wasn't a full broke.
And our other commitment to you is, as we know more, we'll share more so that we can be as prepared as possible. Okay? All right. All right. I love it. Opportunity is so interesting, right? So good. Okay. The only reason the conversation is pertinent, though, is that you're going to have business to have these conversations about. So we're going to invite Lindsay in with us. Our tech is a great way to be getting your business. Lindsay, are you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yay. Okay. So you guys, as Diana mentioned, there are 11 weeks left in the year. And so I know we've been talking a lot about fall cleanup, as we do this time of year, but it's also a really great opportunity to start looking at different ways that you can build your pipeline for 2024. And so I wanted to circle back to a couple of slides that I've shared previously, because I think these are really good reminders as you are cleaning up your database and just thinking of different ways that you can reach out to your database. But keep these 4 laws of a database in mind. You want to first organize and you want to build your database. You're going to feed it every single day. And KW has tools to help you with all of that. Feeding it every day, you have the command app at your disposal every single day to plug new contacts into your database. You want to communicate to those contacts and those leads in a systematic way, which is smart plans. And you want to service all of the leads that come your way, which is opportunities. And so the next slide is a graph that we've showed on numerous occasions. So more contacts equals more money. keep that in mind when you're thinking about your database. This is the goal. If you have over 201 contacts in your database, you are 3 times more likely to hit your cap. And you can see that directly in that graph right there. Keller Williams took the relationship between contacts in command and GCI, and that swings so heavily up at that 201 mark. So again, you are 3 times more likely to hit your cap if you've got over 201 contacts in your database. So the numbers don't lie. This is the reason that we do it. This is why we follow the 4 laws of that database. And so ultimately, Command was built off of those principles. And so you've got 3 applets in Command that directly correlate to those 4 laws. So organize, building your database, feeding it every day. That's your contacts applet. Communicating in a systematic way, you can create those smart plans, those follow-up automated smart plans to reach out to your database every single day. And then you're going to service those leads, those contacts that come your way. Those are your transactions. Those are your opportunities. You've got that sales pipeline where you can track every single detail pertaining to that transaction. And so I just like to kind of share those reminders every couple of months, just to, you know, get your headspace in the right space. And, you know, we talk a lot about different trainings that we offer and all of the tools that are available, but this is ultimately why we do that, is to help you, you know, build up that database and, you know, build up your pipeline. And so this is the time of year where it's a really great opportunity to sit down and really hone in on that. And this slide right here, you guys think of smart plans as future business, and opportunities is now business. So just a couple of reminders there. And so to kind of pull that all together, we're going to be diving in specifically to smart plans this week. And I think the smart plan library is just, you have so many different options and so many different ways that you can communicate out to your database using smart plans. There are thousands of different smart plans in that library, and I'm not exaggerating. There are literally thousands. Keller Williams is a culture of sharing, and so that's the epitome of a smart plan library. There are smart plans in there that Keller Williams created, but then the majority of them are smart plans that other KW associates have created and then shared to that library. So you can literally pull in a smart plan and grab different scripts and different, you know, follow-up plans and ways in which you can reach out to your database. So you can also take a smart plan, make it your own, tweak it. You can build your own from scratch, or you can also pull in our Milwaukee content. So that's where you can pull in some of that 12 direct campaign content, you know, sports schedules, things like that. So the rest of the month, we're pulling in and taking in some of those playbooks from MegaCamp. This week, we're specifically going through how to grow your database with housewarming parties. So there's a KW agent who throws their buyers a housewarming party, and it's an opportunity for them to reach out to their buyers' sphere and grow their database that way. And so we're going to showcase how you can build your own smart plan to advertise that party, invite people to that housewarming party, and then also how to follow up with people post that event. So really great opportunity to kind of look at some different ways that you can build your database. There's some really unique content with these playbooks. And so we're really excited to kind of go through that and then incorporate how Command can help you with those things. So that's on Thursday at 11 on Zoom. It's recorded, uploaded to YouTube. So if you cannot check it out live at 11, it'll be uploaded later on that day. And then one final reminder, we are doing a bi-weekly training for Zip Form and Compliance in Command. And so that's every Wednesday. Next one is tomorrow at 9:30. And so we're going to walk through that entire process. So thanks to those of you who have joined us the last few weeks. Steph Conard and I have been going through this, but literally start to finish, it will take the full hour, but we do that bi-weekly now. So creating an opportunity in Command, drafting those documents in zip form, sending for signatures, uploading those documents back into Command for compliance review, submitting commissions, all of that. We're going to walk through that entire process. That's
Sweet.
it.
Frantic, thank you. Guys, here's what you need to know or pay attention to. You can't have $1 million goals with a minimum wage work ethic. Straight up facts. Okay. The other thing that I see that I get really frustrated with, a lot of people who are complacent who do the same stuff over and over and over and over. And then they wonder why they can't get out of the $30,000 a year they make in this real estate hustle. Okay. What Lindsay provides to you on Thursday at 11 are playbooks in the ways in which that you can diversify your approach in terms of your activities. You can't have $1 million goal with a minimum wage work ethic or not diversifying your approach. There are people in this business that grew their income in 2023. They did it because they diversified their approach. They amplified their intensity and the frequency and the activities in which they did. And Lindsay gives you the playbooks that are already being utilized by incredibly successful people. And if you don't know what to do, lean on her on where to start. Make sense? Beautiful. The reason why I have a sense of urgency to this, I'm not sure where I am in this presentation. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing in the market. And there are some things that should be creating some alarm bells to you as it relates to what you're planning for in 24. Cool? All right, here we go. Oh, perfect. Good segue. All right, so here you go. I'm Market Insights, and I'm going to give you what we're seeing in September. For those of you, real quick, just a quick question. Just a raise of hands, a little audience participation. How many people were in the bold room last week? Love it. That's like half the freaking room. And all right, another follow-up question. For those of you that were in the bold room and it wasn't your first time, raise your hand. That's like half of the half. Okay, of the half, what did you think of Coach Bull? Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Really good. Accountable, punctual, direct. Good. Sweet. For those that were in the room for the first time, raise your hand. The other half, what'd you guys think? Great. For those of you that didn't raise your hand, raise your hand. You still have an opportunity to get into the room. If there's a hurdle as to why you're not in the room and you need help, reach out to somebody on leadership. If you want to participate, that's cool. If you don't want to participate, that's really fine. There's no pitch or sell job to it. The reason why I'm acting with a sense of urgency is twofold. One, I'm about to walk you through what I'm seeing and what I'm concerned about. Two, I do think Bo is going to run a very effective 7 weeks here in Milwaukee that will create a sense of community for you to help you navigate what we're about to walk into. And I also think he will give you the tips, tricks, and everything you need in order to be successful. Sense? Sweet. All right, so let's get into it. Market Insights. Here's my 3 reminders for the group, okay? It's a humbling market. Great markets don't last, great agents do. And you're not in it to have a great year, you're in it to build a great career. Keep those 3 things in your mind as you go through what we're about to talk about. Okay, so what did we see in September? The insights and trends. A couple things I look at. Okay, everyone wants to talk about closed units and closed volume. Those are all lag metrics. Okay, and the problem with lag metrics is we live in a world in which of what have you done for me lately? Okay, in the world in which what have you done for me lately, the only thing that matters are the lead metrics. What are the listings taking units and what are the contracts for units? Okay. Something that I'm noticing, if you go all the way back to March of this year on a year-over-year basis of March of 23 versus March of 22, if you look at the lead metrics that lead to the lag metrics, right? So March leads to April, May closings. April lead metrics lead to May, June closings. As you see anywhere between, let's just call it down mid-20s, every single month over month over month. And then what happened? We hit August, and I would say there was a bit of a flattening of the curve. Why do I say that? Listings taken units were only down 4%. Contracts written units on the buyer side were down 13%, coming off of down 22, down 23. Okay? September, again, 1 month is a anomaly, 2 months is a trend. September, lead metrics for listings taken units were down 4.5. Buyer side contracts written units trend improved by 2%, okay, to a down 11. First question I'm asking myself is this. Are we, hold on, I'm gonna move this now. I know how to do it. Are we starting to see a flattening of the curve? Okay, are we starting to see a flattening of the curve? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and you'll understand why here in a second. But the first thing I'm paying attention to as we head into October results, November results, December results, is are we starting to see some trend improvement? Now, the good news in this is this. Listings taken unit trend improvement helps us all. Months of supply inventory still remains really, really suppressed. Okay, and we could have a rising of the tide that would actually be healthy for our industry that we haven't seen in 4 or 5 years. That's not a bad thing. Okay, stick with me here. Okay, showing time activity in the month of September. Okay, here's what you need to know. Showing activity is following seasonal trends. If you're feeling a softness right now, guess what? We feel a softness every time at this time of year. And if you can see from this time of year all the way through the end of the year, where does the trend go? Down. Showing activity goes down as we head into October, December. The good news to it is we're still outpacing where we were in 2022. So despite the fact that the industry is down 18.5% through September, the fact that we're outpacing buyer activity on listings is a positive as it relates to the demand as it stands right now, but I have some concerns and I'll show you with why I have some concerns of where it's showing up. Okay, units that are going under contract. In the month of September, it was 1,613 units went under contract. The question I have for you is how many of the 1,613 units did you put under contract? Most of you, you're trying to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not trying to do 1,000. There were 1,600 units that you could chase. The question is, did you get one or did somebody else get it? Okay, it was down 11% versus last year, down 36% versus September. I'm not going to focus too much on 21 because 21 was the crest of the market. I'm focusing more on where we are versus where we were last year and where we think we're going to be heading into. Okay, sales absorption rates. In the month of September, it was 26.6%. It was down 6% versus last year. Okay, this is one of the first time, and when you look at the baseline trend over the last 2 years, still 30% of the inventory in a given month would go under contract. This is the first time that we've started to see some softness as it relates to buyer demand. And I'll get more into that in a second as to why we know that. Average days on market. In the month of September, it was 37 average days on market. This year versus last year, it was 20% slower. Okay, so your listings that came on the market, the velocity and the rate of sale in which that they went under contract was 20% slower than the listings that came on the market the year prior. We need to be thinking about how we're being proactive in our communication with our sellers when they're coming to the market right now based on the way in which the market's trending. Again, second sign that I'm starting to see the rate environment above 8% is starting to catch up with buyers, which is creating some softness. Okay? Months of supply inventory. There was 2.4 months of supply of inventory. When you look at the last 2 years, it was 2.1. And this year versus last year, it was 8.5% more inventory, months of supply inventory than there was last year. Another sign that velocity and rate of sale is starting to slow because buyer demand is starting to soften, right? And the reason why I know this is this. Showing activity is up this year versus last year, but all the other metrics in terms of how long listings are sitting on the market is going up. And you're going to see that now as it shows as it relates to price in a second. Okay, new inventory units. Again, the positive sign here, we talked about this a few slides ago. This year versus last year, this year there was 2,357 units that came onto the marketplace. Again, my question to you is how many listings did you take in the month of September? There was 2,300 for you to go chase. My point is there's a lot of inventory to go chase. Okay, it was only down 4%, or we only we're off by 106 new listings this year versus last. Okay. Again, now we're starting to see the listing inventory starting to flatten in terms of its curve, but we're starting to see softness in the demand. Something to pay attention to. Expired inventory units, I've shared this with you guys a couple weeks ago. There is an opportunity to be the number 2 listing agent in the market. And if you haven't diversified your lead generation strategy to include FSBOs and expireds, you should probably think about it. Yes, Max.
Charlie, one of the things that I was doing, I know I wanna go after every single available list. I do have the curiosity.
They haven't sent out the latest data, but through the first half of the year, nationally, they were down 60,000 agents. I don't either because GMAR doesn't tell us what their attrition is. So it's somewhat hard for me to delineate as to where Southeastern Wisconsin is as it relates to membership. And I won't fully know that until membership renewals come in, and I'll probably have a better scope of that in January to then say, hey, this many agents left. But it's something on my radar. I just don't have easy access to it. Yeah.
It's kind of likely if someone did a day job today, didn't give up the license.
Yeah.
Really know in January,
Yeah.
you know?
It's hard. It's somewhat deceptive because a lot of people hang on to their license because if they do one deal, it pays for, so I always look at productivity per agent within the association and how many closings there are. And then how you follow that trend of number of closings per agent with the trend of number of membership. So it's an inverse relationship. As agents go down, productivity per agent actually goes up. So expired listings, following 582 listings expired in the month of September, coming out of a market or a month in August where there were 513. That's a significant increase. Again, goes back to people need to be proactive in their communication. Otherwise, you will have a seller 48 hours into their listing questioning what your strategy and whether they should have hired the second listing agent that walked in their door because you didn't sell it within the first 48 hours when we know days on market are going up. We need to be proactive to that. The neighbor who sold their house 4 months ago is not the same market in which that they're trying to sell their house today. Okay. Now, total inventory, basically 6,000 units were on the market. It's about 500 more units than there have been over the last 2 years, and it's just down 5% versus prior year. So new listings, the curve is flattening on new listings and the curve is flattening on total inventory. Units under contract and buyer demand is starting to soften. We're seeing it within the data, which is then why we're starting to see some slowing appreciation gains. The month of September, the average within Southeastern Wisconsin was 359K. That was an appreciation of 3%. Okay, the median was 299, which was an appreciation of 7% versus last year. Now, for perspective, we had been averaging around 10% appreciation. So seeing on the average up only 3 and up 7 is the first time where we've really seen price beginning to see an impact within the marketplace. Okay, and it's something I'll be very much paying attention to because there are other markets in the country where prices are depreciating. Okay, so, and then the last thing I have from a pricing perspective is price per square foot. Similar story that on average in 2023, we've seen about a 10% price appreciation. It's $195 price per square foot. It's up about 5% this year versus last year, which is about half of what it had been trending. First, September is the first time where we've really seen a significant decrease in the appreciation gains. It's still gaining, but because of the softness in demand and the length of time in which the velocity of sale is taken for inventory to come off the market is starting to impact some of these metrics. The reason why I bring this up is the sense of urgency that I'm trying to instill upon everybody to say, 24 could be an interesting year. Okay. So, market of the moment, what's happening? What's my Cliff Notes version? Here you go. Buyer activity show insights. Showings are outpacing where they were last year. However, units are going under contract, still not keeping pace with the inventory coming to the market. More inventory is coming to the market than is coming off the market. And we had, for the last 3 years, been in a market where we had basically been a 1-to-1 ratio. That's not the case anymore. Okay, seller activity insights, days on market and months of supply are both rising. Price appreciation gains are beginning to slow. Number of expired listings has skyrocketed. Are we right-sizing seller expectations on the market of the moment? What am I starting to ponder? These are my personal thoughts as it relates to where we're heading as we go into 2024. Are we starting to see the curve flattening as to where we're headed as it relates to transactional activity heading into 2024? It's too early to tell. Something we are paying attention to as it relates to listings taken and contract written units. But my big question, is affordability finally catching up to buyers, which is creating a softness in demand. Rates plus price appreciation is outpacing purchasing power. Okay, we're 2 months into this. October will be a very telling month. We'll see where this goes, and it will have much more clear. The crystal ball will start to get more clear as to where we're heading into Q1 of 2024. Make sense? So here's my message to you in the market of the moment. What do I need to do? I need to be a hunter, not a gather. Too many agents are lead receivers. You got to amplify the intensity and frequency of your prospecting and marketing. You got to 2x your database. You got 3x your activities. You got 2x your database. You got 3x your activities. You got 2x your database. You got 3x your activities. Okay? And don't avoid the reality. If you avoid the reality, you'll be a part of the attrition statistic. If you don't avoid the reality and you follow and you plug into what it is that we're offering you from a resources standpoint, we are going to pull you through the market of the moment in order for you to be successful. Make sense? Beautiful. Sweet. Last things, I'll just give you some real quick floor updates. Yeah, Scott.
Question, that showing time slide that you have.
Yeah.
It's really nice, but now that showing time's going away, we asked, or could, you think we could, whatever the new company is called,
Overlay.
will have something like that where they track it?
So in the short term, no. Long term, yes.
Okay.
I've been on a committee at GMAR pushing them on, for me, I'm looking for data insights.
Yeah.
I'm pushing, they're more worried about operational adoption to it on the front side. But yes, I'm pushing for it. So stay tuned. Because I think I want more than what showing time is giving us. That one graph is fine, but I want to be able to hone into like zip codes so that if you have a really tough seller in South Milwaukee and you need answers, we can hone into zip code data to then say like, look, this is what's going on around you. Either your price is wrong or we just have to ride out the market because everyone else on the market right now is seeing the same thing you are. You're not alone. But that's where I'm hoping to get to. Cool. All right, last thing, lore report. I shared this. It's been a while since I pulled this together and compiled it for you. But this is truly a testament to this group, okay? For perspective, KW so far in 2023, this is Jan 1 through the end of September, basically. KW as a whole in southeastern Wisconsin sits in the #1 position at 14.8% of the market share, down 11.7%. Okay, number 2 down 19, number 3 down 25, number 4 down 20, number 5 down 10. Now, perspective is important. Market's down 18.5. So as it relates to me and my business, if I'm sitting in your shoes, if you're down less than 18% or you're above, you're gaining market share within market. If you're down more than 18%, you're losing market share in the market. Okay, that's something to pay attention to. The top 13 firms within southeastern Wisconsin control 67% of the total closed volume in units. 13 brokerages control 70% of the volume. Basically. All of this is available to you on the kwrealtympa.com website. If you do it. A few more things about KW, the community of KW Milwaukee, and something that I pay attention to as it relates to the environment that you walk into every day. I challenge our leadership teams with this. Every single day, we have to create an environment of productivity. How did we do that today, and how did that show up? Okay, an environment of productivity is this. On average, a KW associate in southeastern Wisconsin will close 9 deals for a GCI of 109,000. GMAR average, GCI, for an annual basis is $38,000. It's a significant difference. The community you're a part of and where the market that we're heading into is what will help you pull you out and get you moving forward. Okay, it's the whole concept of drifting. Anybody know what drifting is in racing? You follow behind the fast car and you get dragged along with it. Okay? Something else, this helped a handful of people that were on some listing appointments last week, so I thought I'd share it with you in the greater macro environment. Luxury listings, for those of you that are trying to attract luxury listings above 750K, I get oftentimes, I'm not a luxury listing agent, I don't know what to do. No, BS. You are a luxury listing agent. You can go do it even if you've never done it. Believe in the power in the brand behind you. And what's the power in the brand behind you that can help you get it done? Here's 3 key bullets. KW Associates sell luxury listing homes 31% faster than the market average. KW Associates work in price points 12% higher than the average of the luxury benchmark. And KW Associates control 21% of the luxury market, which, mind you, what I just shared with you in the macro environment is we have 14% of the total Southeast Wisconsin luxury market. We have 21%, and it's 62% more market share than the number 2 player in the space. Okay, use this data. If you're on a luxury listing appointment, go win the luxury listing because you're a part of the luxury community and you can go get it done whether you believe it or not. You can. Okay, I share this with you because I think it's helped other people. The other thing that I had some requests for last week is I had a few people ask me questions as it relates to flat fee brokerages. Okay, here's what you need to know. I looked up the top 3 flat fee brokerages in the marketplace. Okay, and remind you, the market's down 18%. So the highest flat fee market share percentage is down 34%, and that number 2 is down 24, number 3 is down 34%. What does this tell you? Yes, but what else?
Harder to sell a house right now.
Yes, and what does it tell you about what the consumers are doing? And they're willing to pay your value in a complex environment. Your clients in the marketplace are telling you they're willing to pay your value for your services in a complex. When you're up against a flat fee brokerage, you should be very confident in your value proposition. You should be able to articulate what it is that you do in order for you to justify what it is that you serve, in order for you to earn the income you desire. Make sense? Beautiful. I share this with you as a way in which that you can use it, whether it puts wind in your sails or you use it as a way in which that you can compete if you are in a competitive situation with a flat fee broker. I am the right person for the job. I will help you do it. And here's what my strategy is helping. And the clients are telling us that based on where these guys' trends are in the current market. Make sense? Sweet. I think that's it for me. Everything I got.
Sweet.
All right.
All right, the other piece I love about this is you guys are the best. So just carry that with you. We're gonna do this real fast. I've got like 30 seconds. Our calendar is out. It is designed to help you take advantage and position yourself in a way so that we win next year and we win with all of the information that we just got. So last week we did a thing about how to identify what trainings were most important to you. I'm gonna just highlight right now, it's bold. If you want to get in that room, let us know. We will get you in that room. It makes a difference. Yeah.
Just say one quick thing.
Yeah.
So.
On the clock.
Can you go back?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
So the next Thursday, I run this mastermind every month that might be elusive to you guys who don't know what it is. But next week we are actually, never mind. That's it.
Okay. Little sneak peek. Little
It's,
sneak peek.
yep, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
We are doing an intro to it in November for all of those of you that don't know what it is that want to start doing it in 2024. Mark your calendars. It'll be in November, which we'll talk about soon.
Perfect. Love it.
Can we do that?
Okay.
No.
It's like
We
a
don't
pity
need
invite. Please help. Please help. All right. I do think you guys, there is an untold amount of tools and support in this place. If you are struggling, do not struggle alone. Raise your hand. Let us do a pipeline review. Let us get you to a class. Let us help figure this out for you. I want you in that 100+. Let's change lives here. And so bold, super important. Coffee with a Capper tomorrow. Katie Ninkovic has doubled her business this year. We gave her 2 Capper books. We recognize her twice. She's freaking awesome. And she does business in a way that not everybody understands. And I know this because people say, yeah, I can get referral business, but what do I do now about my business? I want you to come hear how this works so that you can also take advantage and consider a different revenue stream for you and your business. And then we've talked a lot this year about different ways that you can create income streams. We're coming up on our third class about empire building and investing here this Thursday in this room with Jessica Starr, Live Your Legacy. Thank you very much, Tina Reddick, for spearheading that group. Always important. As you think about your business for next year, I want you guys to think about what that looks like. When you write your goals down, when you have something in front of you that you're driving towards, you are far more likely to achieve them than if you just have them in your head or they are just spoken. So this is a great way to bring life, bring color to your goals so that you keep going and actually achieve them.
And we do have to bring our own things.
For the YP one you do, not for ours. So, and we'll have a stash here, you guys. We'll make it work for you. This is your other reminder for bold. Charlie, thank you for posing for that. We'll get you your bold hat next time. Make sure you have that. Lunch and Learn Thursday, October 26th with Cinch right here. November 23rd is the turkey trot. So talk to Shipley's about that. Krickebergs are inviting us to our cocktail / white elephant party December 12th, right after a couple hours or so after this team meeting.
And I want to say, you're sitting on
It's normal. We expect that from you, Lisa. That's always. And then the KW holiday party is Friday, December 1st. I understand there are already, over 300 RSVPs to that?
So real quick, we had a planning meeting this last week. It's gonna be awesome. We have over 300 RSVPs that have come in. It's down at the St. Pete Hotel. I want to make it an incredible. Here's where I need your help. No one likes a party where you run out of food.
Yes.
So I need you to take a look at the email if you want to come. Spouse, partner, husband, wife, whoever it may be. Hit RSVP and just let us know. Cool.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Awesome. All right, you guys. And then one last thing, has everybody opened the coming soons? The listings? Really?
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything to share that they want to highlight? Yeah, Lisa, what do you got?
I have an excluded and I have a. So. It is it's terminal. So one party is a 4-bed, 2-bath, single family house. Does have anybody?
Awesome. Great. Yes.
I put one in delay this morning, it's a ranch in Merton, 2-bed, 2.5 bath. See that.
Price point for just.
475.
That's not.
About an acre.
I've got one coming up in New Berlin that is open to single party. It is 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, ground pool. Filling the pool in or doing the repair. Probably 4.
Yeah.
I have a 4 to 2.5.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah, like tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Tina, did you say 270? No, I said 369.
Oh, I was like, she's moving into her office.
Market is crushed.
All right, you guys, we're gonna try to just highlight some of the ones that are coming at the end of every team meeting. I heard that we will continue to use the list. It will continue to be a resource. I will continue to encourage you to list your stuff, and then we'll always have the opportunity just to share what is top of mind for you guys. One last thing before we release you, our own Tina Reddick is being highlighted in the Willis 5 and 5 series. So be watching your Facebook group. Love that. Go crush it. Best of the
Wait, last
best
thing, sorry.
is right about to listen
Operations
to Charlie.
update for you. We're also gonna add buyer needs to the email you get from Willis on Fridays and Mondays. Because we've heard a lot of feedback that like, I would have a listing if my buyer found this. So we're, again, gonna try and gather all the information out, repurpose it in which you guys can utilize it, but that was feedback that came from the community, and we want to make sure that it's being utilized in a way that you guys want. Cool?
Cool.
Go have a freaking awesome.
Woo! Thank you, guys. Always good to see you.
Even more like a year ago, but half hour.